What up, my guys? I'm gonna tell another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay. We here, man. It's Friday, not because I'm cold, because I'm finna go and take some, man. We're going to the bookies and we're taking some today, man. But first off, shout out to the new members, man, of the channel, Mikhail Teague and Cyron Terry, man. I appreciate you. I believe it's only like $2.99 to become a member of the channel, so I appreciate you guys for becoming an exclusive member, my guys, man. The J Money family. But what's up with you, Tony? Everything cool with you, my guy?
Everything good. I'm wondering what's up with you because I know for a fact that you're superstitious. So
Yeah.
it doesn't bother you that today's Friday the 13th?
No, I mean I don't really care. I mean, what's about? I guess let's talk about it real quick. I don't really. I mean, I got other shit going on. I don't care. I am superstitious, conspiracy, all that shit, but I don't really care about the whole Friday 13th
All right.
shit. I mean,
Well, I mean,
it's just
I've had good ones and I've had bad ones, so it doesn't really affect me. But I just remember in Vegas, you were telling me how you tend to be superstitious with certain things about watching
yeah.
stuff that's not going
So
right.
what? That mean we're not supposed to bet today because it's Friday 13th.
I mean, it's payday, so no, that's not that's not what that means.
I'm finna nah, fuck this book. We finna smoke them bookies, man. But let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it here, Tony. It's all business here on the chat. First game up. Let's go over here to the streets of Indiana. Here we got the Pacers getting 2.5 points at the house versus the Hawks. Right, Tony? It's down to two now, I believe. Obviously, no Halliburton in this game. What do you think? The Hawks got smoked earlier this year in Indiana, if I'm not mistaken, by 15 points. Do you think they can get some revenge here? Or you think the Pacers, even without Halliburton, get it done here?
I like the Hawks in this spot simply because there's a little drama there, and there has been all season. But now the Athletic came out with that article. I don't know if you saw it about basically saying that the power struggle in the front office, and they got with all the Hawks on the road trip. John Collins is fed up. Dejounte Murray says basically this isn't what I signed up for, and Trey Young, you know how tight-lipped he is, so he's not saying much. But this is one of those games where you can probably rally around it. They just got back off that West Coast road trip, lost against Milwaukee at home, and now you're facing an Indiana squad that is going to look different for the next couple of weeks because Tyrese Halliburton is the key to what they do. So tonight also questionable is Miles Turner. He's the key to their defense. Aaron Neesmith obviously has really done a nice job shooting the ball for them and spreading the floor. So if those guys sit, I have to ride Atlanta. It's Atlanta or pass for me.
No, that's phase. Yeah, Neesmith is huge to me. You know who else? O'Shea Brissett as well. It seems like every time he plays the Hawks, he owns them. So that's another injury that I'm keeping an eye on. I'll be honest, I lean Hawks, but if Turner, Brissett, and who's the and Neesmith as well, if they all play, I'll be honest, man, I would be it. You know what's holding me off the Hawks? Their disconnection could really, you know what I'm saying, how disconnected they are. They could come to play here, but I still lean Hawks. Obviously, Halliburton is like 50% of the offensive production for the Pacers. Really more. He really more like 70, 80% of the offensive production, to be honest with you. They still got guys like Benedict Macker and stuff that can ball out, but I could only look towards the Hawks, minus 2.5 in this one. I lean their way. Not sure if I'm going to get there. I mean, it's down to two now, but not sure if I'm worried. I saw the same report. They talking about DeJounte Murray said the same thing. He was like, hey, John Collins is about to get traded. You know what I'm saying? He's always in trade rumors. He said the stuff going on and off the basketball court. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, man. They got some problem. I guess I definitely can tell you it's not necessarily bet on situation, right? So let's get to the next game here. Let's go over to the streets of Washington, D.C. here, Tony. We got the Wizards getting 4.5 points at the house versus the New York Knicks in this one. Another game, huge injury implications, right? I mean, Kristaps Porzingis and Gafford. If they don't end up playing this game, they could literally change everything. And if they do play, then it could be a good matchup for them versus the Knicks. How are you looking at this one as it stands right now?
Yeah, Knicks have been doing work on the boards. Mitchell Robinson's been really solid. You know how streaky I think Julius Randle is, but he's had some great games of late, and Jalen Brunson's doing work. They've won 5 of 6, so this could only be a Knicks spot for me, especially with the uncertainty regarding Porzingis and Gafford. And then Bradley Beal, he's on his way back from the hammy. Probably there's still no timetable, so at least he's been cleared to resume. I would assume that he'll be back in the Wizards rotation at some point early next week, but that doesn't help them tonight. And coming off a 197 win over the Bulls, the third game of a 4-game road trip that continues next week against the Warriors. So, I mean, we'll see if Washington has enough horses to take down the Knicks. I think the Knicks are rightfully favored, and obviously we'll pull the trigger if no Porzingis and no Gafford are out there anchoring the Washington front line defense.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is a revenge spot as well, man. Pretty sure the Wizards lost earlier this year to the Knicks, my guys, in this one. So let's take a look here. I know the Knicks have been balling lately. Yeah, Knicks. No, they wasn't this year. It was April 8th of last season. But still, they are double revenge from last year as well. 114-92 in Washington, then 100-97. They beat them. So it's a tough one for you, man. I'm gonna say it is somewhat of a toss-up type of game. Definitely need to know if Porzingis and Gafford play in this one. If they did, I wouldn't be surprised if the Wizards continue to be like a scrappy dog here. And I'm not in a hurry to lay the points with the Knicks here on the road, even though they're playing better. Even though they're 14-6 on the road, a bunch of those have been either laying points versus weaker teams or catching points as well. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a tough game for you, man.
Morris is questionable too. I saw.
Who?
Monty Morris is questionable.
Oh shit! Man, look, he's their starting point guard. They do have DeLon Wright back off the bench, but there's no way that you could bet this game. Well, I can't bet this game right now with it. Shout out to my guy Danny Mendoza in the chat. Danny, my guy, man, appreciate you. Always showing love to the channel. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit here, man. We got the Pistons getting 5.5 points at the house versus the New Orleans Pelicans in this one, Tony. And I'm just wondering, man, like I don't play a lot of team totals here, and I'll be honest, I can't play this one. But why like say if people. And we're just here talking out plays, right? So I'm saying it's up to the people to decide if they're actually going to go in bed. But I'm looking at the Pistons team total at 114, and I'm just like, that's way too high versus this Pelican squad that has to win with defense, right? They're not doing it with offense right now. They usually like to run and go, and they had Zion, and they had Ingram out there, but they're really banged up right now. So most of the guys out there, they're defenders. They're really great defenders. So I'm leaning Pelicans, and I'm leaning Pistons team total under in this one. I probably won't end up betting it, but I still think it hits. How you looking at this game, Tony?
Well, I know we've talked about not holding grudges, but man, I'm still not over last Saturday night's Pelicans Mavericks game because I waited until all those announcements were made and the line went way up to 9.5. I said, I'm taking the Pellies. They won't get blown out against Dallas. They're in that game the entire way, and then they fight back to actually get the cover in the final minute. And then unnecessary fouling. They're fouling my man, McKinley Wright, who I watched in Colorado. He doesn't miss free throws. And so you go up 10, and Willie Green calls a timeout. They set up Herbert Jones on a layup, and he blows it. That's the game right there, and they lost by 10. So, I mean, lately it's been really good in the NBA, but that's a loss that stuck with me. They rallied back, beat the Wizards in D.C. by 20, and then they come off an 11-point loss at Boston. So this is a spot where they should bounce back. You hit it right on the head that they had to switch up the way they were playing, without BI, obviously, for over a month now, and Zion, who gets you easy baskets, but kind of a liability on defense. So they've locked in on the defensive side of the floor, Jose Alvarado, Herbert Jones, those guys that they have, Trey Marshall. Look, I think they should definitely beat the Pistons. Your team total point, I think maybe it's because 5 of the last 6 games have gone over in Detroit, and maybe they can only keep up, especially Isaiah Stewart is questionable tonight, and they don't have Jalen Duren. So their interior defense is shot.
Is Duren out for sure?
Duren is out, listed as out on 12:30.
That's crazy.
And the last 2 games for Detroit, they gave up 147 in Philly and 118 in the 135-118 win over Minnesota that they scored. So, I mean, those are astronomical numbers. Maybe they just think that they'll push pace, especially probably playing small ball, especially if Stewart sits out.
Yeah, no, that's face right there. I saw Stewart on there too. If he doesn't play, they don't have any size down there, man. I'll tell you this, as long as like my guy in the chat says, West now, as long as Pelicans don't overlook this game, man, they should win this game by double digits, man.
I like how hard they play too. I trust how hard they play, even though they did knucklehead things in Dallas, but they really bring it every night.
No, face. No, I don't understand. I don't see how the Pelicans, when they're struggling and you're facing a team like this, that, you know what I'm saying, that's off of a win. This is a tanking team that's off of a win. So they probably don't want to win tonight. That's probably why Stewart question too, because they know it's going to be easy baskets because I was thinking, why wouldn't we take full game under, right? But the Pelicans they might put up 130 points here if there's no Stewart, no Duren. Those are the only 2 centers on the squad for the Pistons, man. So, man, keep an eye on that Stewart. I can only look towards the Pelicans here, guys. Heavily lean to the Pelicans. I might get there, bro. I might have to. I just might have to put at least a little something on it. You see what I'm saying? I feel very strongly about the Pelicans today, guys, and I think somebody likes it as well. It was at 4.5. It's up to 5.5, 6 now, guys.
Nerlens Noel for the
Yeah, they got Noel now. He's healthy
yeah,
finally.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at their
He's
roster.
a center.
Yeah, to see who could possibly play in the middle. He had a big game against
Okay.
Minnesota the other night. He registered 4 blocks and 3 steals in the third quarter. So
I mean, yeah, no, he can't
he
stay
plays it on that
healthy. Yeah, he can't stay healthy, but when he's out there, he can play some defense. Noel is a defender, I must say. I'll tell you, I lean the under in the game. If they have a center and Noel can stay out of fouls, I lean the under in the game. But regardless, Pelicans, that's the only way I could look. We're spending too much time on this game. And I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys in the chat, my brothers, man. Yeah, my guys, my guy Mo in the chat, man, and my guy Big Salute as well, man. I appreciate you. I met my guy Mo in person out there in Cali. I'm gonna get back out there soon, my guy. Let's go over here to the streets of San Antonio here, Tony. Because what are we doing here, man? We got the Spurs getting 8.5, 9 points here, Tony. What are we doing, man? Are the Warriors gonna bounce back here? It's the only thing I'll ask.
I mean, I think Steph Curry will have a better game considering he's getting rust, but this is too rich for my blood. I put this at 6. It's 8.5. Maybe that means Golden State wins by 15. But no, thank you. I want neither part of either of these teams. Golden State's, although they're getting great contributions out of Lamb, but ideally their front court depth is taking a big hit with JaMychal Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and James Wiseman all out. So I mean, maybe that shortens up the rotation. Maybe that's a bigger deal. For Golden State to win this game. They don't play tomorrow, do they? Let me look. No. So, I mean, look, not touching this game at all, but God bless you if you do.
I am, man. I like the Spurs, man. I got to take the Spurs here. I talked about it last week. The real ones that watch the show all the time, they know. I talked about this before the first. So we took them versus Memphis plus 11.5, and I cashed out real nice on that. I can't even lie to you. But we cashed out real nice on that one. I was like, all right, they might let down the next game versus Memphis, get blown out. They didn't even do that. They took the Memphis to the brink in the last game. And guess what? They've been waiting on this game. But ain't nothing guaranteed. But, I mean, I like the Spurs in this one, man. Plus 8.5, plus the 9. I think this will be a close game. I won't be surprised if the Spurs win this game, man. The Warriors are a jump shooting team, a three-point shooting team. They're playing in a dome tonight. It's not a regular basketball arena. When you're not used to that arena, you're coming there, they'll go through shoot around. They're trying to get comfortable with it. But they've been playing 7 straight games at the house anyway. So it doesn't matter if they was going to a regular NBA arena, they might be a little off in this one. But let alone going to a dome where the Spurs have they know they've been playing here. I guarantee you they've at least been practicing at least yesterday, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But regardless of that, I like the Spurs in this one, and they get most of their baskets inside the paint as well. That's the Spurs. They're not relying on 3-point shots like the Warriors are. If the Warriors are not hitting their shots here, they probably lose this game outright. That's the only thing I'm saying. If they're not hitting their shots, I'm not saying that Spurs gonna win for sure, but I'll take the points here. It's simply put, I'll take the Spurs plus 8.5. The way I was talking about the other day, I basically have to. So give me the Spurs plus the points in this one. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they did win this game. Just the Warriors 3-16. What are they? 3-16 straight up on the road, and then when you go and look at on the spread as well, 4-15 against the spread on the road. Give me the points here with the Spurs. It's not a home game, but this is a sellout crowd for these guys. Record attendance. Spurs plus the points for me, guys. Nothing guaranteed, but I'm on it. Let's go to the streets of Minnesota here, Tony. What we got? Wolves laying 5 versus the Suns. They've lost 6 straight and 9 of the last 10 to the Suns. Can the Wolves finally get some revenge here, Tony?
I mean, you said it last week with the Bulls where you were dead on, and I tweeted at you that you had to be thumping your chest at Zach LaVine in his big third quarter where he made 8 million 3-pointers. But if they weren't going to get revenge in that game.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and they won outright, obviously. That was, last Friday.
Sixers, right.
Correct.
Yes.
And so, this is a spot for Minnesota. I mean, you're back home. You come off an embarrassing loss where you gave up 135 points to Detroit. Only caveat for me is I need to see Anthony Edwards lose that questionable tag and be out there. Rudy Gobert's been playing really well, protecting the paint, even if DeAndre Ayton does play and he's questionable. That's a tough matchup for Ayton. And we talked about this right before the show started. look, if you got no Chris Paul, no Devin Booker, and even the two guys who have been playing, Cam Payne's been out for a little bit, but Landry Shamit's been taking the bulk of those minutes, then you're stuck with Dwayne Washington Jr. and then the effort guys that they have out there, Josh Okogie, and they just signed Saban Lee. They obviously have Damian Lee too. But I mean, none of those guys are real NBA caliber guards. I mean, Washington's still on a two-way. If you got point guard and Edwards and D'Angelo Russell playing well, I think Minnesota makes plays in the second half and wins this game convincingly. So they're one of my top plays at Wager Talk that I'm just going to hold on to until Anthony Edwards is officially cleared to play. But yeah, this is a great spot for a Minnesota team that had won 4 in a row before the Pistons hiccup. And they're playing pretty good defense, too. And then if you look at Phoenix, the under is hit in 6 of the last 7 games, basically because they can't score. They come off a 126-97 loss to Denver. Before that, they scored only 98 points against the Cavs, 96 against the Heat, 88 against the Cavs on the road, and 83 against the Knicks before that to open the new year. So, I mean, in an era where NBA scoring is at an all-time high, they're barely breaking 90. Phoenix has serious problems right now.
They don't have a point guard, like you said. Payne out, Paul. They don't have a point guard, my guys. So my guy Gab in the chat, Escom says Suns are 1-10 against the spread on Fridays this season on an 0-9 against the spread run, man. So yeah, this was at 2.5 last night, man. Yeah, I wish I could have got on this Wolves last night, man, at the 2.5, but up to 5. So maybe that tells us that Edwards probably will play, right?
Yeah.
I could only look towards the Wolves in this one. It's starting to get a little too high, but when you got 6 times revenge versus Suns, this is your best chance right here. You see what I'm saying? So Wolves only way I could look, but yeah, definitely got to wait on Anthony Edwards in that one, my guys. There's some good stats in the chat. Let's get to the last game here, man. We got the Clippers laying 2.5. Already got a fade the other day, man. This revenge spot here, Tony, what we doing? Are the Nuggets too much for the Clippers here, or can the Clippers get some revenge after being smoked by 50?
Well, I'll save my opinion on the total for the best bet for the show for the viewers. But I mean, just talking about the game, let me get my facts right. It's either 4 or 5 straight. I believe it's 4 that the Clippers have won in a row against the Nuggets have won in a row against the Clippers. So they've been lights out against them. Most of those games have been high scoring. And it's been a problem for Ivica Zubac to check Nikola Jokic. I mean, it's been a problem. Jokic has been a problem for everybody, but it looks like Jokic is probably going to be a go. He's dealing with that wrist injury. He's listed as questionable, but that's just affecting his shooting. I saw a number. He only attempted 5 field goals on Monday. 1 attempt outside of 5 feet against the Suns the other night, even though he shot 10 of 15, and you can tell that it's bothering him because he missed 2 out of 3 free throws. So clearly it's an issue. But when you're Nikola Jokic and you're the best passing center in league history at this point, you're getting work done. And so Jamal Murray and Bruce Brown and so I think the Clippers will have their hands full. No Paul George, so that means they're going to run offense through Kawhi Leonard, which leads me to what I really like, and I'll say that here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, let's get to it then, man. Yeah, I like the Clippers here, man. I like the Clippers in this one, my guys. I think they come out here and smoke. I don't think Jokic is going to play. I don't know when they'll announce it. I don't know if they'll try and wait all day. I hope so. I fully believe everything that you just said there, Tony, leads me to believe he's not going to play. If he's missing free throws, if you got any type of – you don't want to tear a ligament in your wrist, right? I mean, what are we doing? You know the Clippers are about to come out here and try to smoke your ass. I'm talking about roll, you know how back in the day, man, they finna come out here and try to light them boys up, man. So they know that. I think the Nuggets know what's going to happen here tonight, whether Jokic plays or not. I think they want to keep him out of the way. I think the Clippers, this is their spot. This game might reverse to the other one. I like the Clippers in the trifecta spot here, guys. But yeah, full game is the top spot for me in this one. I sent some from the Clippers. I think they're about to go on a run, guys. So let's see what happens in this one. But nothing's guaranteed. Go with your gut. I appreciate you, my guy Jay as well, man, in the chat. Everybody that just became a member. Let's go here and get to some free picks, man. We're gonna do the member shout outs, man. Appreciate y'all for joining the J Money fam, my guys. It's only $2.99 a month, my guys. But so let's talk about some shirts, man. I ready to talk about some shirts here, Tony. But what you like on tonight's card, my brother, and what you got going over at Wager Talk?
Oh, Wager Talk is Wild Card Weekend, so that kicks off tomorrow. I got a 5% play on tomorrow night's game, and I'll have NFL stuff all weekend. A lot of high spreads though, so you got to pick and choose your spots. College basketball, we had a banger on last Saturday, so hope to have another big game. This is when conference play really tips off, and you can see teams develop identities and take games seriously and look past other opponents. So, and obviously the NBA has been really, really strong of late. 15-3, my last 18 totals.
Okay.
4% plays are going off. So yeah, pretty solid run. And I'm going to a total for my free play. You can read the analysis at wt.buzz/TM, but it's basically this play. And I already talked about the Jokic angle. It's Nuggets and Clippers going under 224.5 points. And you have no Paul George, who's really the only option that the Clippers have to get you easy offense, to get you those 10-2 runs where he's dropping a bunch of threes, getting to the paint. Everything else at least goes through Kawhi Leonard, takes time. They're running sets. They got to get Leonard isolated in the post, whether we get high post or low post. And no Luke Kennard tonight for the Clips. So that's their best three-point shooter out of the mix. And yet, I think if they win this game, they're going to grind it. They're going to find a way, whether Jokic plays or not, to make Denver work for everything. It's one of those vintage Clipper games. So if they win this game, I think it'll be a 105, 102 type game, which gives you plenty of cushion. And at this point, I think that the low side is the way to go, under 224.5 points with Denver and LA, and which should be a fun one tonight. Hopefully Jokic plays though, because I don't want to see too much JaVale McGee or Najee out there.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that, man. Shout out to the new members of the chat, man. Danny Mendoza, not of the chat of the channel. Danny Mendoza, Moses, big salute as well, man. My guy Cam Precio, I hope that's how you say it, man. It's a unique name right there. Taylor Quillen, man. I'm just gonna say the first name so I don't mess up nobody's name. My guy JS in the chat as well. I really appreciate you guys for the support. My guy Lewis as well. Everybody for supporting the channel, man. Whether you're getting shirts, becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month for the basic, all the good stuff, man. All the good stuff for me today, man. Shirts. If you like a shirt, 50% off shirts. Use promo code We Will Win, my guys. I love that promo code. I'm gonna keep that shit forever because we will win. You get the shirt, the good luck shirts. Put it on in cash. You dig what I'm saying? We're taking the bookies to Smack City. jmoneyismoney.com. For me, guys. I'm going with the Clippers in a trifecta spot. Give me the Clippers. Yeah, already got me a fade, little edge up all that. First quarter, first half, full game. I also the Spurs, man. Spurs plus the 8.5, plus the 9. I like them. I think they're gonna have a chance to win this game outright. Obviously, if you don't like it and you think the Warriors will bounce back, go with your good. But I'm going with mines, and I kind of had this spot circled. So give me the Spurs and that one plus the points as well. I heavily lean to the Pelicans. I think the Pistons are going to tank this game. They're coming off a win. They probably rest Stewart or something like that. I think the Pelicans will come out here and assert their dominance on the defensive end and offensive end. I don't think they'll be. Their Pelicans on a whole different level than the Pistons, in my opinion. Now, and lean Pistons team total under as well. I lean Hawks. They're way too disconnected for me. Lean Wolves as well. They've lost 6 straight to the Suns, guys. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell as well, man. So every single time we going live. You never know. I might be doing a night show tonight. You never know. You see what I'm saying? Hit the notifications bell. Subscribe to the channel. Become a member, man. Special perks. I appreciate y'all, man. The link is in the description to become a member, man. I appreciate y'all. We out. Let's get this cash, man.